I believe it's important in any situation, especially tough ones, that they are useful for something somehow. That this trial, in 1993, I fell off a cliff at the Wing of Swan when climbing in Crimea and flew 18 meters down, and they were picking me up in bits, almost with a brush. They thought it was all over. I had broken legs and all. They all thought that after that I'd think again, get smarter. When I was in the hospital in Levandia, a nurse came in and said, "Well, that's okay. When you hit 20, you'll get wiser." But I was 29 at the time. And I'm glad that after that experience, I didn't form a fear of cliffs and mountains and other things like that. That a year later to the date, I climbed Mount Elbrus. And what did that event teach me? Imagine, I'm a good tourist, mountaineer, and then the doctor said, "You'll never walk again, or walk properly." And before the surgery, when they were sewing my knee together, doctor came in and said, "Listen, maximum what I can do or have faith in is that you'll be able to bend your leg at 90 degrees. So let's take a week off, postpone the surgery. Here's the May holidays, take the week." And he was starting to tell me all this just before they were rolling me into the operating theatre. I was on the gurney. He was saying, "After the surgery, you won't be able to bend your leg." I said, "No, I wouldn't want to." And he said, "Look, whatever you get to in a week, however far you get your leg to bend, that's how far it will go." At that point, I would have been in a splint. And that scared me so. And I started immediately, incessantly trying to bend it. You can imagine, when the leg is totally straight and you bend it, that hurts, the ligaments and all. And I kept bending it incessantly, all the time. And now my left leg bends more than the healthy one. And when I was able to bend it and bent it, the doctor looked and said, "If a person wants something, they can do anything." That really inspired me strongly. This can do anything. I remember and recall regularly in my life. So after having lived through terrible and difficult events, it turns out that you can rely on them. After you've experienced it and was able to, did, decided, and that means that now I also can. I'll decide. I'll do. And another important thing, I think, because I think I'm a little bit of a professional coward. Many things you know are the source of many sorrows. End faults. When I get scared of something, I don't try to stop it, but I try to build up a system that will protect me from it. Or to work out a behavioral model in case of what if. If this, then this. If that, then this. Not a forbiddance, but an option to develop. A dead end is a state in which it is harmful, scary and dangerous to be and remain. Even in your head, because you stand, your engine is running, your petrol is burning up, but you are definitely not going anywhere. What you need to do, if you drove somewhere you shouldn't, you just go back to the last point and go in a different direction. Because the situation shows you that you can't go in this direction of a dead end again. But it's very important not to confuse a dead end with a barrier. A barrier is a conditional hindrance because, for example, if you are driving and you come to a barrier and you're told you can't go here, and you know that you won't be able to go that way, maybe it's the trial in which the verity of your intentions is tested, where you need to do something extraordinary, like get out of your car, raise the barrier, you see, or drive around it, to actually take somewhat of a non-standard action, or actions to test your movement. A dream, for example, if it's an event of some kind. Perhaps I was walking, and created all I needed in this direction. I haven't reached it yet. It's not realized yet. But in that moment, how would I put it? You've overcome some hurdles. You haven't arrived yet, but you've seen new peaks, and you realized that you want to go there. When I was in point A, I saw one thing. When I started walking, I saw something else. New paths opened up, and it's quite possible that my path is in that direction, that everything I needed to go through on this path, I did. How do you check if it's a real or false resistance? I say, let's take another few steps. Let's keep walking on this road. And if you hit a barrier and you walk around it, and then see this is where you wanted to go, then it was a trial. A test of verity, adherence. But if I keep struggling and hitting barriers, then it's not right. At the same time, my heart could be telling me, there, let's go there.